So today I'm going to be styling this hair, and what I'm going to use mainly to apply on this hair is spritz. You should get spritz. Spritz will help to define your coils perfectly. So first of all, I spray the spritz on the hair, then I comb out with my comb, and this is exactly how I'm twisting and coiling, because I want to achieve coils with a flat iron. So you have to know how to achieve coils with a flat iron, because if you know that, it's going to save you a lot. So I'm twisting and coiling. I'll spray my split, I comb out, I babyliss one time, flat iron one time, then the second time I'm twisting. So I take from the under, then when I'm coming to the tip, I'm turning the flat iron. So I take from the under, when I'm coming to the under, I'm turning the flat iron, I'm turning it round, like clockwise, turning it round. When you do it like that, it gives you this coil. It helps you achieve this particular coils. This is especially for when you're doing short hair, because if you want to use a coiling iron to achieve these coils, you will not achieve the coils with a short iron. And for the hair type, especially it depends on the hair type you're using, because this particular hair type, I tried using a flat iron there, but I could not achieve it. So I had to use my flat iron to achieve coils on it. So when I do that, if one does not come out perfectly, I'll recomb it and then retwist it. Like as I'm pulling, as I'm flat ironing, I'm not taking it straight, I'm turning it like clockwise, I'm turning it like a clock. And then when I finish doing that, I define the coils with my hands. So I use my hands to coil them again, to just define the coils, giving more definition and more volume. So when you have done this, if you are using a coiling iron, when you have coiled, you can use a pin to hold it up, and then you can spray with freezing spray. Use a pin to hold it up. You are using a pin to hold it up because you want the coils to last, to like be more defined. But because the hair is short and then I'm using a flat iron, so I'll just define with my hands, and that is all about it. And then the splits too, that's why you need splits, because splits will help the coils to last long. That's the importance of splits. You cannot really achieve this kind of coils without splits. It's not possible. You cannot achieve it. So you should get your splits. Splits is not expensive. Splits is like 3,000 francs. So this is what I'll be doing for the entire hair. And then for this hair, I want to do middle parting. So this is exactly how I define the coils with my hand. You saw the motion I did with my hand. That is exactly how I define the coils with my hand. So I'm cutting the mesh with my hand. I'm parting it with my hand. I'm cutting like 2 lines, because I don't want to make it too thick. If you make it too thick, the coils will not be that defined as you want them to be. So I'm cutting 2 lines, because I don't want to cut one line is too light, so I'm cutting 2 lines. Where the lines are too close up together, I'll cut 3 lines. But for most places, I'm parting it 2 lines. So when I take hair, I apply spritz. You spray spritz on it. And then you coil. The spritz is just to help the coils last very long and to help define the coils. So as I'm coiling, I'm using my babyliss. Instead of taking it straight, I am slanting it. I'm coiling it with it. So I'll do this the entire hair. Make sure you comb. When you comb, it takes out any rough part that is there. It just is very good that you comb before you start babylissing. Even if you're flat ironing, or you want to achieve coils, or whatever you want to do, it is very important that you comb out first before you start doing anything on it. So I apply spritz, comb, and then use my flat iron to achieve the coils. Then I define the coils with my hands. So just see what I'm doing in the video. Anywhere where the coils are not as defined as I want them to be, I flatten them, and then I recoil them, because you want the coils to all look the same. The coils all have to be in synergy, so you want them to all look the same. Then define with your hands. So here I'm cutting the middle line, and to cut the middle line I have to start from the nose. I start from the tip of the client's nose up into the hair to make sure the middle line is in the middle, it is straight, and it is perfectly straight, and it's in the middle. Once I'm done with that, I'll go ahead and coil the corners of the hair, because I want them to all have coils. This is a frontal wig, I want it to all have coils, and then you just have the middle line, but it's going to be a little bit elevated. The front is going to be a little bit elevated because I'm doing according to my client's face. Her face is round, so I feel like this particular style is going to look very good on her. And then because she's mature too, so you're doing styles according to the client's age, the client's face type. So according to her face style, certain styles I cannot do because they will look a little bit childish on her. So here I'm checking to make sure that the hair has volume, because I don't want it too flat on her. It will not look very good on her if it's too flat. So here I'm using my melting spray. I'm using a brush like the brush you use in applying makeup. I'm using the brush to apply my melting spray, because I've seen that when you spray melting spray directly, it somehow makes the gum want to lift, so the glue on the hair wants to lift. So I'm using my brush, normal makeup brush, to apply the melting spray. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to use my dryer on cool air to blow this out, because I want it to dry out. So I'm going to use my dryer to blow this out. Then this is me, I'm using my concealer. This is a dark shade of concealer. The shade is her skin tone, or a little bit darker than her skin. So I'm going to use it to apply on the edges of the lace so it melts down. But before I did this, I went ahead and I applied glue in front of the hair. These final tips, I applied glue there so it melts perfectly before I applied my melting spray. And then I'm using my concealer now. So I love to do this before I do her baby hairs, but you can still do this after you have done baby hairs. There is no problem, just have to be strategic about it. So yeah, I'm perfecting the middle line. I did perfecting it, make sure it's perfect, like really in the middle. Then I'm going to go ahead now and do the elevated part I wanted to elevate in the middle pattern. Before doing that, I'm going to apply my wax stick on both sides of the line, both sides of the straight line which I created. Once I'm done with that, I will make sure the line is straight once more. Then I comb out with my comb. Then I'll go in with my hot comb to seal everything. So apply your wax stick to make sure loose hair fly away, it's not there. Make sure everything is perfect. Then for the middle line, I'm going to apply concealer in the middle line, because I want the hairline to look as much as her skin. So anywhere there is a line, I'm going to go ahead and apply concealer there. Then I'm applying my wax stick where I want to use my hot comb on. So once I'm done with that, I'll start combing with my hot comb. But when you're combing your hot comb, you know you are not actually combing. You're trying to smoothen it down. So you are not combing exactly how you used to comb. So I'm pushing all the hair behind, everything behind. Then I'll go ahead and make the front to be elevated. When I comb with the topper part, the comb part of the hot comb, I use the smoother part to smoothen. So I'll do both sides, then I'll do the elevated part. You can apply melting spray as much as you want to make sure the lace is perfectly melted. But you should know that some lace will melt better than others. Like if your client is using an HD lace, it will melt better than the Swiss lace. So you should always have that in mind. But you should make sure you have all your products available so you can do the best you can. So here I'm trying to get the elevated front I want. Then I'll use my comb to comb underneath. When I comb underneath, I turn. Try to just make it elevated in front. Because I want just this particular front in front of her face to be elevated. I don't want like the entire head to be elevated. I want just this particular front. When I've done this, if I see that it's not going very well, I'm going to apply my wax stick once more. Then I try to elevate once more. So I'll do the same thing I did on the left line on the right line. So I'm trying to flatten the top of the hair while keeping the front elevated, because that's the look I was trying to achieve. The top flattens, but the front elevated. So when I'm done with that, I'll go ahead and redefine the coils with my hands. I'll define all the coils in my hands. Then I'll use my Got2b spray to spray on top. So here I noticed there was loose hair here, so I'm going to comb this out and then I'll coil with my flat iron. Then I'll define with my hands. So I'll come and here I'm going to put the comb, the tip of my comb in between the line. Then I'll spray on top with my Got2b spray. Once I'm done with that, I'm using my Got2b spray to spray on top, but you can use your freezing spray to spray. This is to avoid fly away. That is why you're spraying, to avoid fly away. Then I'll spray my oil spray. And this is the end result of the hair.